In this episode of Adult Worker Lady, we are reading 4 interesting stories. Entitled Woman Mistakes Me for Employee at a Walmart and then comes for a job interview, Adult Worker Lady, and no, I am not here to babysit your kid. This is a playground, Karen. A bad lady Karen tries to get me and my wife fired. And finally, I want your manager. I want a man adjourned. If this is your first time, my name is Spicy and I cover the craziest and the funniest retail stories. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. For more Adult Worker Lady moments, check out the playlist in the description. Congratulations Alicia for the comment of the day. Now let's find some more Karens. An entitled woman mistakes me for an employee at a Walmart and then comes for a job interview. I was doing some late night shopping on a Sunday night in Walmart when this woman comes up to me. Excuse me, I need help finding these items. She shoves a list to my chest. I'm sorry miss, I don't work here. I think that was the wrong thing to say as she just explodes on me. BS, don't be lazy, you're in the uniform. My shirt was the same color as a Walmart employee's, but I was not an employee. It might be the same color, but I repeat, I'm not an employee. I can't help you. I hate you, you're lazy. Get me your manager, I'm going to get you fired. I decided to just walk away. She yells and tries to chase after me, but I keep running until I lose her. Then I go and pay for my things. Now, a week later, I was told I would be interviewing someone who was applying for the secretary position in her company. So, I go to the interview room and call in the applicant. I look at the picture on the application form and my eyes widen. It was the same woman who harassed me in the Walmart. Oh, now, this was too perfect. She came in, saw me, and gasped. Take a seat, please. I said and she sits down, looking pale. Oh, I was going to enjoy this, but I conducted the interview as professionally as possible. I made it very painful for her. So, if someone came up to you and asked for help in a place you did not work, then you told them you didn't work there, and then they yell at you, and then they harass you, and then they come to your job for a job interview, and you were the one interviewing them, what would you do? Will you give them the job? She did not get the job, and I got some payback. Yeah, that's some bad luck for her. She wanted to be a Karen in a Walmart, and then she got an interview with the person she was harassing. So, you get what you deserve, I guess. I don't work here, lady, and no, I am not here to babysit your kid. A playground, Karen. I live in an apartment block with my wife and kid. Down the road is a restaurant, a bar, a pookie machine, or entertainment venue. It is quite large. Picture the place you take the family for cheap, good meals and a beer. There is 2 cool things about this place. 1, you have to be a member. Just sign up, really small fee. And 2, for my kid, it has a playground. Given the membership deal, it is pretty much a sweet private playground for her 80% of the time we go. It is in a closed off area and extra safe. No way once your kid is in there could they just run off and fall from something. I take her all the time. There is one part that is like a room at the top of one part of the playground where a few small kids could sit. So I take my kid, playing, all is well. Then this other kid pops in. I see him play on some stuff and disappear amongst the playground equipment. 20 minutes later, I hear a Karen running frantically looking for someone. She looks at me and asks if I've seen a kid XYZ description. And I'm like, yeah, I think he's in there. Then she starts berating me how I should have told her he's been in here for so long. I crunch my face up all confused, like what? She then wants me to crawl through the playground to go get him on top in the large room. That he's probably crying up there. I said no. She gets even more furious. She said the staff there usually do so. So cue my, I don't work here lady, you want me to supervise your kid and keep you updated on him? There's like 100 people in here right now. The sign says children must be supervised at all time. She is in the corner on the ropes, huffs and awkwardly tries to get her plus-size body through the playground and fetch the kid. She comes down and said, "You left him up there all scared." And I say, "What lady? That's what you did. I'm not your babysitter. How will I even know whose kid there is? There are heaps of people here. He's your responsibility." She literally turns the cheeks and says, "You're horrible." And I say, "Yeah, and you are a great mom." A bad lady Karen tries to get me and my wife fired. This happened yesterday and we are still reeling from what occurred. I never thought I'd see a live, vicious Karen like her, and never in such a way that it scared the ones I care for the most. In a couple of weeks, it will be our oldest child's 6th birthday, so we went out yesterday to shop for her birthday presents. Me and my wife, who we will call Amber, decided that this year she could choose out what she wanted for presents, but limited to either 3 small presents or 1 bigger one. So we took her and her 10-month-old brother, and we went to a wall-to-wall mart nearby and then into the children's store aisle. And, being a kid, she wanted to inspect everything. She'd want to look at this item. I will take down an item that she wanted and she will inspect it, and I will ask if she wanted that for her birthday and she will say yes. I will put it temporarily in the shopping cart and then we go down the aisle and she will want to look at another item. Amber will take it off the shelf for her to look at and ask if she wanted that for her birthday and she will say no, and it will go back onto the shelf. Customers went by, didn't think of anything, not knowing there was one we should be looking out for. Finally, we ended with 10 items that she wanted in the cart, all small items. So she would get 3 of these and told her to decide what she really wanted from this pile. She looked them over, decided on 2 right away that she really wanted. 2 of the others want so badly, please, that we succumbed to her pleading and agreed that we get her 4. Little ankle bitter has us wrapped around her fingers. We told her that she'd get these presents later, and after surviving a round of pouting and big deer eyes, she gave in with the most earth-breaking, "Okay, only a kid can give." We went to put the items back. To distract her, Amber asked if she wanted to get a drink from the in-store fast food company, and she takes both her and her baby in his carrier towards the opposite corner of the store. Meanwhile, I was in charge of putting the discarded items back and was to secretly buy the 4 items, put them in the trunk of the car, and then meet up with them after. We compared notes afterwards, so what happened here was from Amber's view. When she went around the corner, she heard an "excuse me" from behind and thought nothing of it and kept walking. 10 seconds later, a bit louder, "excuse me," closer and louder. She still thought nothing of it and turned a corner towards the restaurant. Then finally a tap on her shoulder. Turning, my wife found Karen instantly jump into her face as soon as she turned. Karen told her, "I've been waiting minutes to be helped because you were busy with that one guy, but now where are you taking his children?" Amber responded, "These are my children," which got the immediate response from Karen in a larger voice. "Then why do you have children while you work? You have daycare for things like that." And while Amber was trying to figure out what Karen was saying, Karen then moved her hand as if to go for the carrier my wife was holding. Instinctively, Amber pulled her hand back so that Karen could not get a hold of it. That was enough to wake up her son, who started immediately crying. Amber then moved so she was between her daughter and this cranky woman. Then pulled out her phone and quickly texted me. She was able to send off the one text before an enraged woman swats it out of her hand, telling her, "Employees should not be on their phone while working." My wife tried to explain that she doesn't work here and never has worked here while trying to soothe her son. Karen then said, "But I saw you take down that item for his daughter and put it back multiple times. Surely you work here." When Amber tried explaining that it was going to be her daughter's birthday soon, Karen just swishes her hand aside and sniffled and said, "That's something you should do while not working and without your kids here. You think you can do that whenever?" And then she must have looked at my daughter because she immediately grabbed Amber's leg as worried something was going to happen to her. Amber put a hand on my daughter's head, trying to comfort her somewhat, and tried to tell Karen sternly, "I just told you that I do not work here." Only to have Karen screams, "Yes, you do! I want to see your manager!" Now her daughter is scared. At this point, Amber was about to unleash the one thing I dread over since she became a mother. This inner beast, which is half bear, half thunderstorm, and all motherhood that has the full weight of God's fury when it comes to protecting our child. A little pissed off at this woman who was scaring her daughter, and she started raising her voice too. Back to me. I've started returning the tours when I get the text from Amber. Looking at my phone, all I get is, I need help. Leaving the cart, I ask where she is while working my way towards the central part of the store. No response, but I did hear my son wailing loudly. Fearing the worst things only a parent can think of, I run towards the crying, with a loud voice yelling and Amber's voice starting to get loud too. Turning to the corner to see Amber trying to talk to this Karen who was screaming about getting her fired, trying to calm down a very scared little girl hiding behind her mother's leg, and soothing a jolted baby who had been napping all this time. I asked Amber what happened, and the Karen turned to address me. Finally, a manager. She half yelled, "You have to fire this worker of yours. She's such a bad employee that she cannot leave her children at home." I gave her this look of not understanding before catching the word employee. The company employees wear a well-known blue shirt, managers wear a yellow vest, and all wear name tags. I am not sure what they wear for pants because I've never thought to look. Now, Amber was wearing a dark red long sleeve shirt and blue jeans. No vest that has the logo, and no way this could be mistaken as an employee. I was wearing a green shirt with a certain football logo on it and blue jeans too. No name tag on either one of us either, so I have no idea how she got employee and manager out of what we're wearing. Chalk it up to Karen glasses, I guess. Then I made a mistake. I said, "She doesn't work here, she's my wife." Oh boy. She lashed into the "my wife" part as if she was a cross-examination prosecutor in court. "Your wife? You let her bring your children to work? Are you so broke you cannot afford a babysitter?" I could not get in a word edgewise as she was just below this tirade at us. Finally, security gets there in what seemed forever but likely only minutes. Karen sees them first and yells, "Security! I want both of them out of here, and I want to talk to whoever owns this store now." The officers don't even look at us but at her and says, "Okay, let's take you to the office," and escort her away. She looked back and pointed at us and yelled, "What about them?" When the officer just said, "We will come back and deal with them after you come to see the owner." Once they leave, I take the carrier crib away from Amber and she turns to pick up a very scared little girl who immediately latches onto her as if she had no plans to ever let go. It takes us quite a while to calm down our son and I end up finding a chair in the outdoor section. Amber says she's going to the bathroom with her daughter and takes off. I am too busy worrying about my son to give a damn to whoever passes until I hear, "Sir, sorry to bother you." I look up to see someone who is wearing a manager vest and he says, "We apologize for another customer harassing you and your family like that. We now have her sitting in our office until police come and plan to charge her for harassment. Would you like to press charges too?" I simply replied, "I just want her gone." Manager just nodded, then quickly left. Now hearing how she went and tried to go for her son, even if she did not mean to, I wish I had. Amber came back soon with her daughter in hand and looked less pissed than when she was before. I passed her son to her and my daughter climbs into my legs and gives me a big hug. "Is the bad lady gone?" my daughter asked me. I smiled and said, "Yeah, the bad lady Karen is gone." More hugs as my wife holds onto a now quiet and awake boy. We did not bother to go back and grab the card with the toys she wanted. Amber said that she would get them later this week. I saw the same manager as we left and he passed something to us. It was a gift card as an apology for trouble Karen caused and apologized again. And my daughter got treated to ice cream, so she was happy about that. "I want a manager! I want a manager!" Some background, I rent a small office space that is connected to a much larger consignment and antique store. My business has no relationship with the larger store and has its own entrance from the front sidewalk. Due to the size of the space, I do not have my own break room or restroom and I use the store's employee area. At the rear of my space, there is a door that opens into the hallway leading to the employee area. This hallway is visible from the front desk and checkout counter, and thus our story starts. This I Don't Work Here Lady happened last Tuesday. Me is me, SM is the store manager, SA for the sales associate, and CK for the crazy woman. I demand to speak with the manager, now! My manager is out at lunch right now and will be back in a few minutes. She then saw me in the hallway and pointed at me. You! I need you over here now. I'm sorry, I don't work here. I rent the space next door. BS. You just don't want to deal with customers. Now get over here and do your job. I really don't work here. Sorry. I paused in the hallway to watch as this was getting good. It was at this point the store manager returned and approached CK at the counter. Ma'am, I can help you. I am the store manager. Crazy Karen looked her up and down and yelled, I want a manager, man-ager, making it a point to emphasize the word man. Ma'am, I can assure you I am the store manager and I can help you. BS, I want to see your man-ager over there, pointing at me. I want him. I want a manager. I want a man-ager. Ma'am, I am the store manager and the only one who can help you. If you continue to raise a disturbance, I would insist you leave. At this point, Crazy Karen threw her hands up in the air and walked around the counter and proceeded towards me in the hallway. You are a man and must be the manager, and I demand you help me. I have already told you that I don't work here and I rent the space next door. I am just back here to use the break room as I don't have one in my office space. BS, BS, BS. Why the hell are you wearing a suit then? Why? If you're not the manager, then why are you dressed as one? Why? So many questions. I am done with you. The store manager has offered to help you and you are too dense to listen. Listen to my words carefully. I don't work here. This just set off Crazy Karen more, and she proceeded to scream more obscenities and ranted as she stormed out about how she was going to tell everyone she knew to never shop at this store. After she was gone, I asked the sales associate what this was all about. Apparently, the woman was interested in a dining room table that only had 6 matching chairs and she needed 8. The table was on consignment and the sales associate was explaining that they did not have any more, nor could they order them as they don't know who the manufacturer was, or even if the manufacturer was still in business. She had the names of a couple local carpenters who could make similar chairs, but they would likely not match 100%. This apparently was not an acceptable answer. Hey, did you like this Adult Worker Lady video? If you did, check out my playlist right here. I bet you will love it. These videos take me a lot of effort to make, so if you can show me some support by liking the video and subscribing, this will mean the world to me. Also hit the bell button to know when we post a new video and join the notification gang. Thank you again for watching episode 69 of Adult Worker Lady. See ya!